This is one session in a series describing PureLoad. PureLoad is used for executing extreme performance testing of different web servers. This session describes how to use the HTTP Recorder tool. More details on the different settings in this presentation can be found in the product documentation. The HTTP Recorder is available in both PureLoad and PureTest. The HTTP Recorder is a proxy server which works like an ordinary HTTP proxy server, but also analyzes the requests sent by the browser and creates sequences of tasks organized into scenarios. The recorded scenarios can then be copied into PureLoad. The recorder is started from the PureLoad console using tools/HTTP Recorder. The first tabbed pane is used to set up the recorder properties, and the other tab pane is used to view recorded scenarios. You need the recorder to capture the traffic between a web browser and the web server. This is accomplished by defining the HTTP recorder as a proxy in the web server. The recorder is configured using the Properties tabbed pane. The host and port parameters specify the host name or IP address and port number of the machine that the HTTP recorder will run on. The host name field determines which network device the recorder will use. The receive timeout parameter specifies the time in seconds before the recorder will time out a request and continue with other requests. The show debug parameter can be used to show all the HTTP requests and responses that the recorder is handling. Scenario properties controls how scenarios are generated during recording. The recorder will generate task names based on the actual URL of the request. The max task name length parameter specifies the maximum length of the task names. If the checkbox automatic page separation is checked, then the recorder tries to determine when a new web page is accessed. Each page is stored as a task sequence of HTTP tasks. A new page is assumed to have started when the time between requests is more than what is specified in the field timeout between pages. Ignore content types is used to specify resources that should be ignored by the recorder. Examples of content types are image, application, text. Resources that begin with any of the specified types are simply ignored. A comma is used to separate the listed types. You can record HTTP and HTTPS requests from any web browser, provided that the browser supports setting of HTTP and HTTPS proxies. You have to change the browser's proxy settings to match to the host and port of the recorder. We show the settings for Internet Explorer. Other browsers are usually configured in a similar way. Choose Internet Options from the Tools menu and then Connections. Click on the LAN settings. Check the box marked Use a proxy server. The box marked Bypass proxy server for local addresses should not be checked. Enter the proxy address to use and the port matching the values you specified in the HTTP recorder. Click on the OK buttons to exit the dialog windows. To verify the proxy settings in your browser, start HTTP Recorder. In the browser, enter the following URL for HTTP: http://PureLoad. In the browser, enter the following URL for HTTPS: https://PureLoad. Note that the first HTTPS request may take some time to complete. Be patient. If you see a PureLoad page for each of the URLs, then the configuration is working properly. Since the recorder acts as a regular HTTP proxy, it will pass on the requests made by the client browser. One important aspect to consider is how the browser handles cookies and cached content. Content stored in the browser cache will not be requested from the server and will therefore not be recorded. If you wish to simulate client browsing the site for the first time, you should make sure that all cookies are removed and that the cache is cleared before starting the recording session. You start recording by selecting Run, Start Proxy, or the green arrow button in the toolbar. Once the recorder proxy has been started and the browser has been configured to use the recorder proxy, you can start using the browser. From now on, all requests will be recorded by the HTTP recorder and converted into tasks and show up in the Scenarios tab while recording. To stop recording, use Run Stop Proxy menu choice or the Stop button in the toolbar. You copy scenarios from the HTTP recorder by selecting the scenario nodes and do copy and then paste. You can also save the recorded scenarios to a file using File Save As. That ends this session. Thanks for watching this presentation. For further information, please consult our webpage on www.pureload.com. Happy testing!